Hey everyone, it's Leah Lovegrove and I'm back today to talk to you a bit more about my journey into professional wrestling and more specifically the intricacies and the people who influenced me at the start of my journey. And yeah, I thought I would just share this with you, especially with people like Joe Hendry. I obviously like him a lot. He inspires me a lot and everyone can see me fangirling. Whether that's my gimmick, whether that's me, that's for me to know. Haha. It's just me, to be honest. People like him have really inspired me, and I just want to go into detail to why. There are reasons for why I fangirl so hard about certain bands, certain people, wrestlers, etc., etc. But I just wanted to go in depth to who influenced me at the start and now in my wrestling journey. I thought you might like to hear it. Who knows? Once again, I'm still new to this stuff, so hope you enjoy, but here's me just talking at a camera in a room. Yeah! Woo! Now I'm not sitting. Now I'm not sitting down. It's weird to be like moving around. I'll show you my sick dance moves. I feel like I'm gonna go viral because I'm so goddamn fucking cringy, but hey. Alright, so before I started professional wrestling, I watched a lot of YouTube and people who were talking about professional wrestling, and there really wasn't much online about it at the time. I know it was only a few years ago, but there were people like Damian Slater, who is originally from the Monster Factory or Wrestle Rampage as well in South Australia and used to be the head coach at Wrestle Rampage where I train. I got into his videos. He has so many instructional videos on YouTube about pro wrestling and not even just how to do moves, techniques and stuff like that, but a lot of stuff within the business, how to start out as a rookie, what to expect with. There's just so many factual things that he's just put online for free on YouTube, which before I started, it was an insane help for me. I hadn't started training yet when I watched Damian Slater's videos. It really gave me that confidence boost because I sort of had somewhat of an idea of what I was walking into rather than just going in very blind and not understanding about the pro wrestling business, how hard pro wrestling can be physically and mentally. It takes a lot of strength and endurance and resilience. It takes so much resilience to be in this field in professional wrestling. To have Damian Slater point out all these things on YouTube for free really helped my confidence levels, as well as Joe Hendry. I used to watch Joe Hendry way back in the day, way back when he had brown hair and was giving out instructional videos on YouTube, much like Damian Slater. His were like hour-long videos, and I watched through all of them. I wasn't training yet. His videos were interesting because he is from the UK, from Scotland, and I'm from Australia, and things are quite different, but I still took that information in, and it also gave me a lot of confidence stepping into the wrestling ring or making that leap to step into the wrestling ring. Yeah, he just randomly popped up as a recommended because I was watching Damian Slater videos. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I watched those videos from Joe Hendry back in, gosh, I don't even know what year it was. It was years ago, like 2021. I started training in 2021, but I think I started watching them in 2020. So that's why I have so much love and appreciation for Joe Hendry. Alongside with Damian Slater were two massive inspirations and confidence boosters. Without them even knowing what they'd done for me, they helped me step into the ring and start training. And I respect them so much for putting that stuff on YouTube for free just to help out with the business, just to help out with rookies or any other pro wrestlers in the business already. Putting stuff out there for the business, not expecting a return, is just incredible. That is what this industry should be about, paying it forward, and I love that. I love that so much. Thank you, Joe Hendry and Damian Slater, so goddamn much. You have no idea. Another big YouTuber, I didn't watch him on What Culture Wrestling as much. I wasn't really in shape, so to speak, when I started wrestling training. Before I started wrestling, Simon Miller was another massive part of my journey. I watched Simon Miller before I started training, during my training, after my debut, and I just have so much respect for Simon Miller for also putting stuff out there on YouTube. And I do understand that at a point, your videos become monetized, but seeing him put so much love and passion into the pro wrestling business as someone who was on What Culture, and then giving out fitness advice and tips and how he's done his bodybuilding. Also further, following his journey in professional wrestling, to being a fan, to now being a wrestler, to now holding belts at UK promotions. Like, these wrestlers deserve their flowers, and I'm so glad that it's slowly happening, and I have so much respect. I can I can go on and on and on and on about these wrestlers and how much they have done for me personally. Those wrestlers, just thank you. Now, as for wrestlers to really push me in the ring, obviously Rhea Ripley, she was the reason why I started in the first place. So I've got Simon Miller, Damian Slater, and Joe Hendry, who gave me a confidence boost. And then Rhea Ripley winning at WrestleMania against Asuka was the one that just went, I'm doing it. I'm doing this. I'm gonna go for it. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me that confidence and that push to finally make that leap of faith. I was a real big fan of Asuka at the time and wasn't really well versed in wrestling, but I knew I really liked her style. Like, this Japanese style was really hard hitting, it was cool. And then I decided, well, I loved Rey Mysterio growing up. He was doing some cool lucha shit, doing all these flips and shit in the sky, flippy whoop-de-doo, whatever. And I wish I could do that stuff. I still want to be a high flyer, but I can't jump. We're working on that. I'll jump soon. Look at me jumping. Sometimes I really hate myself. Rey Mysterio was a big influence and I loved him growing up. I loved him so much. So seeing someone like Iyo Sky, as I refer to her as Io Shirai, when I first searched her up and saw her in NXT, that was the first time I saw her, was in NXT, because I don't think I was paying too much attention, or maybe she still was in NXT, she wasn't on the main roster. I was fucking obsessed with her. It was just like epiphany. Why haven't I paid attention to this wrestler ever? She had that luchador style mixed with this hard-hitting Japanese style. It was just mind-blowing. Holy shit, she is by far my favorite wrestler. I wish I could wrestle like her. I wish I could even just fucking meet her, because holy shit, she is incredible. She's getting her flowers now. That triple threat at WrestleMania, I can't. I can't express to you how incredible it was to see the NXT girls, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Iyo Sky, just fucking wipe that floor. That match was incredible. That is how you do a triple threat. That is how you do an opening match. Mwah, mwah, mwah. A million claps, applause. Yeah, Iyo helped me also get into other styles of Japanese wrestling, and I delved more into it with Manami Toyota, Bull Nakano, and yeah, she was really the gateway point. If you think Asuka was the first point of it, then there was Iyo Shirai, where I was like, yeah, she's my favorite wrestler, but through her, I delved deeper into other Joshi wrestling, Meiko Satomura, just wow, there are so many incredible Japanese female wrestlers out there, and I'm so grateful that they are well respected. One day I'm gonna wrestle over there. Now, what else was I gonna say? At the moment, I'm so lucky to be surrounded with incredible women in Australia. We have so many great training schools, so many women who are really just breaking boundaries, in my opinion. We've got people like Charlie Evans, Jessica Troy, Lena Cross, Rita Stone. We've got Indy Hartwell, Erica Reed, Aisha, Tali, Eugenie. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about how much I love the females in Australian wrestling. I think we are doing such an incredible job. This sounds like some wanky plug. Oh, more to add to the list. Mickey Fortune, Violet Blitz, Axe Massacre. Like, I feel bad for I don't want to miss anyone. I don't want to be like, oh, I forgot a name, because I just think we're all doing so well. All of us females. Frankie B, Nikki Van Blair. I'm gonna go on. I don't want to miss anyone, but we've got so many great females produced in this country, and I'm so thankful to be surrounded by them. They push me harder. They make me want to be a better wrestler and a better person. I want all of us to bring each other up, and I'm so lucky that we've got such great females in this business in Australia. Obviously, a big inspiration is Zaria, formerly known as Delta. Wow, I got to share the locker room with her a couple of times while she was here. I always wanted to look like her and be as strong as her, so I would bulk up. I felt fat, realized that that was her space, and she's incredible, and she's such a kind person and a hardworking person, and she's doing amazing things in NXT now. To be in the same locker room as people like that really pushes you to be a better person, and those locker room leaders are essential for all of us on the card. We all have those leaders that we should look up to and strive to be like. And yeah, I think Zaria was definitely one of those. Now, back to the topic of Joe Hendry. Seeing Joe Hendry at WrestleMania and at the Royal Rumble was actually quite emotional for me, because I'm sure a lot of people are into sports or listen to music, listen to bands and artists, and have seen those bands and artists grow over time and do incredible things, or their sports team win a grand final, or like make some amazing accomplishment or whatever. That sense of pride and sense of love and just I really can't put it into words. It's like seeing a baby grow and you're just so proud of that kid. I'm really bad at explaining things sometimes. Seeing Joe Hendry accomplish that, and really you could see it in his face, take in the WrestleMania moment, that he was the wild card, he was the mystery opponent for Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and you could just see it on his face, him taking it in, enjoying the moment, and that really hit me deeply. That's what I strive for, and also I'm so proud and so happy for someone like him to get that, to work so hard. All of the stuff that he's done in terms of redefining who he is as a wrestler and making himself invaluable to the business by creating these viral moments and just thinking outside the box when it comes to how can I change myself in this way? How can I make this like a viral hit, or what's going to get me on TV, what's going to get me booked, how am I going to change my look to make myself more memorable. He's just on the ball, and I think a lot of that comes from, correct me if I'm wrong, he has a business degree, and he's also a musician, so he understands how music works. So reverse engineering his entrance music to make it catchy, to have anthemic, big, broad chorus, sing-along parts, to interactions with the crowd, with waving your hands from side to side, and the clap, and the turnaround. I'm going to do that now. Say his name, man. Oh no, I can't wait to watch that back on video. Oh, I probably look scary. Doing all of these things, not only in his music, but in how he presents himself as a product is incredible, and I strive to do and to be like that, to think outside the box, because at the end of the day, pro wrestling, I sounded very New Zealand then, New Zealander.
And I discovered Schaefer's New Zealand style deck sealant, the best way to take care of your deck in 3 easy steps. First, wash your deck with soap and water.
Pro wrestling is a business, and like John Cena said, what's best for business? That's what's going to get you on shows, get you booked. So I guess that's how Joe Hendry really rose to his fame, and I'm inspired by that. That's incredible. Also, him being an Olympian, which is just random as shit. Oh yeah, this cool viral sensation who can also throw people on their heads because he's a legitimate amateur wrestler. Okay. Super thankful for Joe Hendry, and seeing him in his WrestleMania moment really made me emotional and super happy and proud, and I'm very thankful for these people to really help me in the beginning, now the people helping me now where I am. I've got a lot of inspiration, and I find it's not hard to stay motivated with all this constantly, and it's all over social media, just constant motivation to be better, to do better, to really see the incredible locker rooms that I'm in, but also to believe in myself. I don't think any of those wrestlers, Zarya or Joe Hendry, really would have made it to where they are if they didn't believe in themselves and invested in themselves. And like, while all pro wrestlers have doubt, you've got to believe. That sounds like a very corny Joe Hendry joke, and I'm not trying to make it a joke, but also Damian Slater has a online Patreon called World Beater Wrestling, which you can subscribe to. There are different tiers of subscriptions, so there's the cheaper ones and then more expensive ones, and obviously the more you pay, the more perks that you get. I highly recommend his Patreon. It's full of amazing content and sessions that he does at EPW, instructional videos. He's got a Discord of like all the people within his Patreon. You can ask questions directly to Damian. You can also talk to people amongst the Patreon group. It's a great community. Networking is just brilliant. It's so smart. So if you want to upgrade your pro wrestling and really take it that one step further and study and be a student of the game, I highly recommend you subscribe to Damian Slater's Patreon at World Beater Wrestling. I go to the EPW camps as much as I can. Having World Beater Wrestling on your Patreon is just accessible all the time. You have it all the time. He's posting weekly stuff. So helpful and so insightful. So if you want to upgrade your pro wrestling, go subscribe to Damian Slater. Now, I don't know what else I'm talking about. I'm sort of rambling, and I think I'm gonna mishmash chop chip.
Come on, chop chip. Chip! What the fuck is a chip? Chip chop chip. No! No! It's like you're not even taking the chop chop seriously!
This video content, because I'm just blah 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 blah, and I don't know if any of this is going to make coherent sense. Yeah, knowing me, I'll probably go, here's something that I should have talked about that I forgot to talk about, but yeah. Oh well, I just wanted to put a little light on why I respect Damian Slater and Joe Hendry so much, and that's not to say that I don't respect people like Punch Drunk Istria, Greg Graham, Joey Graham, Wrecking Ball, Pat Graham, Link Barnett, like Bronson Reed. Like, sometimes these videos where you're just like, oh, I really like this person, you're just shouting names, and like, I can shout a million names, and I'm inspired by a lot of people. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed me rambling for so long about mainly Joe Hendry and Damian Slater, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I really want to get to know you guys. It's not even about me just talking at you. I really want to know about you guys and how you feel and what you like. I'd love to talk about things that you want me to talk about. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for listening. See ya! There were a few things that I forgot to mention in the video that I filmed, and one of them was when Joe Hendry followed me on Instagram. I really wasn't expecting that. It was from a promo that me, my friend who may possibly debut soon in his pro wrestling career, Punch Drunk Istria, and Joey Graham filmed a promo for one of our Wrestle Rampage events, Conquest III, and it was a rendition of A Star Is Born, that sort of Shallow by Lady Gaga and that other actor. His name escapes me right now, but we did a rendition where Punch Drunk Istria can sing beautifully. I'll link that video because it is probably one of my favourite promos I think I've ever been in. And yeah, I just tagged Joe Hendry in a story and he followed me, and for someone who's respected him and has done so much for my pro wrestling career and journey, it was a big shock and I freaked out. And this was in August 2024, so just as things were taking off for him, I would say, or at least taking off for him in the feds like WWE and NXT and stuff like that. So that was a really big shock, especially considering I feel like I'm still getting used to other pro wrestlers following me and looking at my journey. I feel like I'm still green in this business, so to have someone like that who means a lot to me follow me, yeah, thank you. Something else that I would like to say is that I've gone back and watched Joe Hendry's videos, and it was essentially a podcast that he was making and putting it up on YouTube for free, and looking back and listening to his advice and listening what he has to say, it's just reaffirming that I am on the right track. I've got the same ideals and I've been given the same advice from my own coaches and other people within the business. So to hear him say these things is reassuring, and especially there's a video that he does on pro wrestlers and their mental health. I think that video is really, 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 really important, highly useful, and it's just filled with invaluable information and opinions and advice that you should implement in your own journey in pro wrestling, whether you are starting out, want to start out, or are within the business and you're on your journey already. That video is just incredible to watch and will give you a lot of insight on the pro wrestling business. I find it really funny that even today that information is still quite valuable and very relevant, and especially where I am at in my journey in pro wrestling, in the business. It's funny how this information is relevant before I even started my journey is relevant now, and I guess that goes to show how much good advice and incredible knowledge that Joe Hendry and insightful words and opinions and everything that's just within that content online for free. It just goes to show how knowledgeable as well as humbled and how experienced these pro wrestlers are to be giving out this information to better the business, to pay it forward, to not expect anything in return, but to always hold themselves to a standard where they know that they could be, or they are, inspiring other pro wrestlers to begin their journey, to stay motivated on themselves, to be accountable for themselves, and it's just incredible. Thank you for pushing yourself to be your best so I can push myself to be my best. Don't know what else to say.